You might think that the Bernina Express is the only train on the spectacular Bernina Railway. That's not true. The Bernina Express travels on these routes, and only 1 to 3 times per day. Regional trains operate on the same routes, but also on other beautiful routes. They run at least once per hour, all day long. The regional trains are cheaper. They offer the same views. More photo opportunities. You can take breaks. These trains allow you to do more in one day. However, there can be good reasons to take the actual Bernina Express. I'll explain when the Bernina Express is perfect for you, when to avoid it, and I'll give you 3 example day trips with the regional trains. Well, the Bernina Express is a great option if you're planning to travel the full route from Cour or St. Moritz to Tirano on a fixed date and time, or if you're continuing to Lugano on the Bernina Express bus, or the other way around. It's also convenient if you're traveling with luggage, as it's a direct train. The only transfer is in Tirano from the train to the bus. Another big advantage is that you'll have a guaranteed seat, whether you prefer a window or an aisle. Now, you'll usually be able to find seats on the regional trains and you'll pick one randomly. However, these trains can get crowded, particularly on the Bernina Pass. Another reason why you might prefer the Bernina Express over other trains is its large panoramic windows and the catering service with snacks, drinks and souvenirs. That said, the regional trains on the same route are also very comfortable, and you'll enjoy the views just as much. So, what are good reasons for you not to book the Bernina Express? Seat reservations for the Bernina Express are mandatory and cost 36 Swiss francs per person. This fee is always in addition to your Swiss travel pass or train ticket. Reservations need to be booked well in advance, so your travel date and time will be fixed. You can't wait for the weather forecast and then decide when to travel, for example. Also, it's a more than 4-hour ride with hardly any photo stops. Here's my first example day trip using regional trains. Suppose you're based in Cour and want to see St. Moritz and the Bernina train line. The Bernina Express from Cour does not stop in St. Moritz. So instead, you could take the 8:58 regional direct train to St. Moritz, arriving at 10:53. You have already done half of the Bernina Express route now. You can enjoy the town centre or a short walk around the lake. Then take the 12:48 train bound for Tirano and get off one stop early in Campo Cologno at 14:51. You've now seen all the highlights of the Bernina Express route on normal trains, without paying for reservations and with the flexibility to hop on and off trains as you like. By getting off at Campo Cologno, you won't miss any scenery, but you do save time, as you can now take the 15:08 train back to St. Moritz, and from there the alternative but also wonderful route across the Engadine Valley to Landquart, and finally to Cour, arriving at 19:56. In my second example, you're based in St. Moritz, and you have already done the northern section of the Bernina Express when you travelled here from Cour. You now want to see the southern section. You can either take the Bernina Express or a regional train to Tirano. Let's take the 8:48 regional train that arrives in Tirano at 11 o'clock. Catch the 11:41 train back, transfer to Klosters, and then continue to Filisur, passing Davos and crossing the impressive Wiesener Viaduct. Arrival will be at 16:56, and 4 minutes later you can board the direct train back to St. Moritz, arriving at 17:53. Before I show you my last example, if you enjoy practical Switzerland travel tips like these, consider subscribing to our email newsletter, where we regularly share helpful travel advice. You'll find the link in the video description. Okay, in my last example you take the 8:58 train from Cour to Filisur, arriving at 9:59. Spend 2 hours visiting the famous Landwasser viaduct, before catching the 12 o'clock train to Bernina Diavolezza, with transfers in Zameden and Pontresina. Take the 1340 cableway up to Diavolezza to enjoy the view of the glaciers and Piz Bernina, the highest peak in southeast Switzerland. You can travel the same route back or opt for the Engadine Valley alternative like in the previous example. You'll be back in Chor in the early evening around 6 or 7 o'clock. By the way, everything in my examples is free with the Swiss Travel Pass, except the cableway. And there's so much more to explore, like the Railway Museum in Bergün, Lago Bianco on the Bernina Pass, the Brusio Spiral Loop, the Morteratsch walk towards the glacier, and the Alpgrün panoramic restaurant, all easily accessible on regional trains. Be sure to check the train schedules before your trip. You'll find the timetable and a downloadable map in the video description.